bless all the veterans. You know, I'm holding in my hand a little bookmark. I don't know if you people read books or have books. And wait, aren't you that guy that heckled me in the last meeting? But I'm going to see you after a while. But this is a little bookmark that you can get back there. In fact, I picked them up just... Can I tell you a story? Here, I got to tell you this. I was up here, and I know Bill's going to be mad because he said make it short. But I was up here at Office Max getting these things printed. Well, Bill said, how long will it take? I said, 30 minutes. He said, I can't wait that long. I said, I'll tell you what you do. You go on back to the event and send somebody up to get me. Boy, was that a mistake. You know how long I stayed there at Office Max before anybody showed up? I tried to hitch a ride with everybody that left the store. The store closed at 6 o'clock, and by 5:35, nobody was there. And finally, the most beautiful couple you could imagine showed up and brought me here. And I don't think they wanted to, but I said, you're doing it whether you want to. So anyway, the reason I want to mention this bookmark is because on the back of the bookmark, it says, pray for our troops. Amen. So take one of these bookmarks, put it in the book you're reading. There's a book that I read, and I carry with me on Sunday. I don't know if you've got one of those. But if you do, put it in there. And every time you open it, pray for our troops. God bless you. My favorite veteran is coming now. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Bill Johnson.
Can you still hear me okay?
Thank you.
All right, good. Well, thank you, and thank you for coming out to the Reagan Rally for Conservatives. How many in here have ever applied for a job? Pretty much all of us. And when you go and you have an interview, there's often a request that's made. The request is, tell me a little bit about yourself. And why is that an important request? It's important because what you've done in the past, your track record, your experiences often reflect what you'll do in the future. And I'm applying for a job in front of you today. I'm applying to be your United States Senator. So why don't I start right there? Why don't I tell you a little bit about myself? Personally, professionally, and then we can have some fun around politics. So personally, I've been married for 21 years. My wife, Belinda, teaches at Heritage Christian Academy in Hopkinsville. She was born just down the road in Casey County. We have 2 children, a son, Will, and a daughter, Julia. Will's 14, my daughter's 10. I'm a private pilot. When I was in high school, I would fuel airplanes and wash airplanes and earn enough money to keep my pilot's license. I eventually became an aircraft mechanic. I'm a ham radio operator. Who knows what a ham radio operator is? All right, there we go. And I'm also a Second Amendment enthusiast. I just got my SIG Arms P228 this week. Remember that snowy day that we had a couple of days ago? Well, we were out testing it. So, and it shoots really nice. Professionally, I'm an electrical engineer by degree. I'm a nuclear engineer by training. And I have a master's in business. You know, Congress does the business for our country. Isn't it time we send business leaders to Washington? I'm a 10-year military veteran. I served in the first Gulf War. I fought in Ronald Reagan's war against drugs. Well, in the military, I was responsible for the operation, the maintenance and the repair of the nuclear propulsion system and the associated reactor. When I left the military, I've been in business for 13 years. I worked for General Electric in the 90s. I'm not so proud of them today. But in the 90s, I ran their global information security program. I went to work for O'Gara Hess, which armored vehicles. They armored some of the Humvees. They went over to the Gulf. And I took care of their Y2K remediation process. After that, I went to work for a small services company. I took a business from startup to profitability. And finally, I worked for a big, bad oil company, and I loved it. Well, there I managed $1.2 billion of purchasing. So oil companies, that was only a fraction of what they bought. So oil companies spend a lot of money. During that whole time, I traveled throughout the United States. I traveled throughout the world. delivering business results across a diverse set of cultures and experiences. And finally, politically, I'm a lifelong conservative. I believe in the 3 R's. Ronald Reagan, Republican. And like right now, I believe in a government of the people, by the people, and for the people, where the primary sworn duty of our elected officials is to secure the blessings of liberty for ourselves and our posterity. I'm a concerned citizen. I've never run for office. I've never been a part of a political campaign, but I've had enough of the nonsense in Washington. When I joined the military, like so many of you, I took an oath. I took an oath to defend our Constitution, to defend our country. And our country is under attack. We have terrorists who are killing Americans, but we also have domestic forces. We have domestic forces trying to destroy the American way of life. We have a president who the other night said he's going to end the war on terror. Well, who's going to tell the terrorists? He's going to end it by withdrawal and retreat, and I don't accept that. We need to win the war on terror. We have domestic forces like extreme environmentalists, the Environmental Protection Agency, the Department of Interior, and Department of Energy standing between us and our natural resources. It's time to get them out of the way. We have a Federal Reserve and the Treasury. They both just continue to print money. They're devaluing our currency. They're setting us up for inflation, and that's wrong.
They're the terrorists.
And we have the Washington Democrats, Nancy Pelosi and Harry Reid, our friends, who just want to spin us into bankruptcy. They just raised the debt ceiling to above $14 trillion. That's insane. And finally, we have domestic forces in society who want to take God out of every aspect of our public life. They use words like separation of church and state. Well, I'm here to tell you those words are not in the Constitution of the United States. Ronald Reagan inspired me in military service, and Barack Obama has inspired me to politics. Last year, we had our president running around apologizing for our country, apologizing for the most generous, the most compassionate nation in the world, apologizing for our country that has liberated over 40 other countries. And after World War II, when we could have dominated the globe, we didn't do that. Instead, we stepped back. We lifted those countries back up, and we set them free. And today, they're some of our biggest economic competitors. All we've ever asked for is someplace to bury our fallen warriors, the land of Eden. We don't owe any country any apology.
That's right.
And I got fired up when I saw him bowing to world leaders. I thought to myself, what is he thinking? He doesn't know what it means to be an American. Each and every one of us is part of the sovereign body of this country. Each and every one of us is a king or a queen of this country. We are the royalty of America. We don't bow to politicians. We don't bow to world leaders. We only bow to God himself.
Amen.
So I guess I need to take a break here and tell you what I really think.
Hold back.
I'm trying.